Happy Red River Rivalry, Red River Shootout Eve. Welcome to the 9:30 live show here at the Sooner Surge. For everyone who joins us each and every night, thanks to you. We appreciate it. Hit the like right now where you get started. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. Check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. And it's going to be fun, man. It's almost here, Chester. Where are you at, Jeremy? Y'all gonna? Yep, we're right on the dot, buddy. Right on the dot.
Right on the nose. Jay Johnson, thanks for joining again. This time OU will beat them with defense. I saw Hookham's comment too, which I agree. It's not, I mean, that's what makes this rivalry so good. It's not a rivalry without some smack talk. Let's bring it. And by the way, I'll say this. I've been hollering all year for OU football to put a hype video out with Brian Bosworth as the voice. They did it tonight. It was great. Almost made me change my pick. I mean, it was that good. It was epic, dude. Great hype video.
Blake from Utah has a Jacobe catching 2 TDs, maybe two catch. I think Jacobe Johnson's going to make a big play. I think he's going to go up and get one, but I'm not going to say he's going to get 2 TDs. Yeah, I tell you what a slate tomorrow. It is absolutely a great day of college football. Hey, Greg God, here's what I know. Don't know if it is. Don't know. This is a rivalry game. You never know.
Hey, real quick on Thomas's comment. Who are you watching at 11 tomorrow, Jeremy?
I don't even know, Jay. I'm going to be getting ready for the game.
Hey, don't forget, too, after those games, K-State and Colorado, pretty good matchup, like 9, I believe, a real late kick.
Too bad it's not a fact because they haven't played the game yet.
Well, I mean, I can't believe everything. I mean, everybody's been wrong on a lot of stuff this year, so we'll see. Nobody expected Vanderbilt to win. They did, so we'll find out.
9:15 kick.
Yeah. It's a late kick for that, for sure.
Baker had one, too. Did anyone get to see it?
I haven't seen. Hey, by the way, you want to know how big of a game OU Texas is? You ready for this? This is how big of a game it is. You have players that have transferred from Oklahoma that post pictures and horns down, and they play for like Tolby Walker today. He posted
Jamar Kane.
Well, listen, Tolby Walker plays for Wisconsin. Gavin Freeman, I know he plays for OSU, but it's like, you know why they're doing that? They wish they were still in this game. They wish they were still able to play this game. This game, I think when it's the night before this game, if you've ever experienced this game at all, then you're on another level at night before this game. It's totally different.
Hey,
yeah,
Bobby Proctor.
Awful news, man. One of the
greats. Eric says in the last 15 years, the higher ranked team in 10 out of the 14 won game. Both teams were unranked. That rivalry game talk is overrated.
Doesn't matter.
It's not overrated.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Was it overrated last year?
I'm not talking about any past years, Jerm.
No, it never matters. Throw it out the window. I've said it, dude.
It's going to come down to who. Listen, you can talk smack. Everybody can talk smack on the air. They will be. OU and Texas people will be. That's fine. It's going to come down to who makes the plays tomorrow. I will say this.
They have more playmakers, though.
They have more playmakers on offense than OU does.
Absolutely.
But I think OU's defense will keep them in this game for a bit, and then it's going to depend on the offense, in my opinion. If Jacobe Johnson knows the playbook, the guy's got to play, period. Has to. He's too talented of a guy that you can't have out there on the wide receiver, I think.
Yeah. Hookham says he's been rooting for OU all season, so this game would be even more of a magnitude. Clark says not expecting us to win, but I don't think it will be a blowout or anything.
I don't either.
This is what I would say is probably true. The longer this game goes close, the more odds are in the favor of OU.
Hey, and Greg God, I think you're wrong on this, and the fact that you got to realize when the Auburn game, it was a 1 week into practicing the position. So and I agree. I wish you would have at least played some snaps. But I think it was maybe let's give him 3 weeks at the position, learning the offense, and now it's time to roll him out there. And I think you will see him.
Yeah. 28-27 Lance says, Blake says, Greg God, they were getting him ready and didn't want to show him for I think it was more getting him ready because that was a game they had to win. They did end up winning that game, but I don't think hey, here's what I think you're going to get from Jacobe Johnson. A couple of jump balls possibly and a couple of reverses. He's really good with the ball in his hands in high school.
I mean, you could just get it to him in space and see what he can do. I mean, he's going to be, I think he's going to play tomorrow. Has to, in my opinion. Burks will not play, Matt. He's not playing. Stephen G. Sorry, I clicked at the same time you did. Stephen G. says the smart money hammered OU covering the spread. That's not a surprise. 14 or 15 point. I think a lot of people would take the spread on. OU on that just to cover.
Yeah, Burks is out. Burks is out, Matt. Driving home from work, but going to listen during the hour drive. Thank you very much, Corrections 101. Kyle, and by 5, you mean 3. Oh, talking about Caleb Williams and Rattler. Hey, Burks is out.
He's not playing, Matt.
What is the deal, Matt? He's out on the injury report. He's not available even.
Yeah, he's listed as out.
Jeez, if he was questionable, you could say that. He's out.
Jerry, you're not wrong. Shouldn't take Jacoby long to learn Seth's one-page playbook. And by the way, I did. Jay Johnson said Hester and Petaway. I did drop a hot take. By the way, it's Friday. Drop your hot take. But my hot take in the Discord today was both JJs get a touchdown for Oklahoma. JJ Hester and Jacobe Johnson. I think they both score. Now, I got OU scoring 21 points, so that's 2 of the 3.
What do you mean be that way? He's listed as out on the availability report. What do you mean be that way? It's ridiculous.
Hey, by the way, Eric, totally different because quarterback.
Bad take, Eric.
Quarterback and wide receiver totally different, I think.
And Jay, here's the other thing. Have the
wait. Let me finish.
Have the wide receivers been killing it? I don't know about you, but I'm happy to see someone else.
And like Hunter says, OU would be in a lot of trouble if he did play after listing him as out. That's why you have the injury report.
But would you rather see Zion Reagans or Jacobe Johnson, Jay?
I've seen Zion Reagans. I think it's time to give Jacobe Johnson a chance. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know why people are upset that Jacobe Johnson is given a chance.
And by the way,
people upset that he's been given a chance. I don't understand it.
Hey, by the way, Eric, you might be right getting my hopes up, but at the same time, what could be any worse than what they've been throwing out there? Like, you can't give it a shot.
I'd rather play a bigger guy and a better athlete. I don't know. Maybe that's dumb of me.
3.5 hours of my life ready to be depleted and hopefully walking away with the hat. But regardless, the rivalry is here. Boomer, Hoomer. Boomer, Hook'em, trumps all rivalries, period. I saw some arguments today about Georgia, Florida being better than this rivalry. No.
I mean, if you're part of those teams, you're going to say yes. I have Taylor Tatum as my standout, OU standout in offense.
I did the same thing as well. I think. Hey, Eric, I see what you're saying, but I'm not counting on it. But here's what I would say.
I'm not counting on him. I said 2 plays.
Once again, Jeremy, who always says I interrupt, is the one interrupting. Go ahead, John.
Counting on him, I said he may have 2 plays that he makes, period.
Incoming 2. You're right. They're last.
Hey, Greg, who is saying he's a game changer? Like, are you hearing me? I'm pretty loud. I would think you could hear me. I said he may go up and get one on a deep route. That's what I expect. Or maybe a reverse or 2. I didn't say he's running a touchdown.
Hey, and real quick, Greg.
What the heck, man?
Hey, Greg, listen. I don't know what's going to happen. All I'm saying is, why doesn't he get a chance tomorrow? He should get a chance. 3 weeks of practicing position, he should get a chance. And if you watched him play in high school, he absolutely can make plays. So
he didn't play at Auburn. I agree, Danny. I don't know why people are twisting words and saying that we said this guy's the Fred Blitnikoff winner. What?
All I'm saying is
fine. Just keep trotting Zion Reagans out there, okay? Play him. He's 5'7". He's 5'7", hasn't done a thing in 5 games. Roll with him.
Hey, let me talk for a second. Okay, let me talk. Turn your camera off like you usually do. Let me talk. All I'm saying, Gray God, is this: you move him from defensive back where he was playing. Okay, just listen to this real quick. You move him from defensive back to wide receiver because you need help at wide receiver, supposedly. It's been 3 weeks now of practicing position. I will be way more upset if he doesn't play than if he plays. You took him from defensive back to wide receiver. Play him. You've given him 3 weeks at practice. Play him. That's all I'm saying is give the guy a chance. I think he's talented at wide receiver. You moved him for a reason. Let's play him. Let's not just say, we moved him for practice. That's bogus. Play him.
I honestly want to know if Gray God, Eric, and the others, I think Danny, would you rather him not play? That's the question.
I think that's what they're saying is they'd rather him not play.
Hey, here's a great point. Jacobe Johnson is going to be way more physical of a blocker than Zion Reagans. Facts.
Yeah. And by the way, he's probably been shutting down the wide receivers in practice. He probably like, give me a shot. I can go get open. But Bobby says Jacoby is an elite athlete. I think he's pretty talented enough to make an impact. I agree, Bobby. I do too, but he's got to play to do that.
Eric says he's just another jag.
We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Zion Reagans was less than that, so
we'll find out if he plays.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, real quick though. Real quick. Right now, from what I've seen on the offense, I don't know if the coaches. I don't know if what they've done has been great. So I don't know if I would agree with that back half of that take. Only the coaches know. Maybe they don't. Offensively, I haven't seen much offensively. Now we'll see. Maybe they throw something totally different out there tomorrow. We're talking this time tomorrow night about how great of an offensive performance it is.
You're gonna see the inverted wishbone. You heard it here first, and a lot of speed option. John Morgan says the Stutzman going to show up tomorrow. Last year, it was Jaron Canick who led the team in tackles. For showing up, here's what I think. And Eric said he's been missing in action in big games. He looked good against Temple. Actually, he looked really good early against Auburn. Made a 4th down stop, I believe. Tennessee, because of how they rotated in, was that the game, Jay, that he
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Danny Stutzman, John. Eric said he's been missing in action. I think Danny Stutzman's going to show up. Absolutely.
Hey,
this is what he came back for.
Incoming 2 says Thompson's probably your fastest receiver playing. He is, but here's the thing. They haven't had enough blocking on the O-line to really get him really going. Plus, I think he's been playing the wrong position, if you want the truth from me. I don't think he's that type of receiver. I think he's a guy that can beat you down the field, and that's what he is, and use him for that.
Danny says we have a horrible receiver coach if you can't get Kearney and Carry-On in over Jacoby. Well, Kearney's played some. I wish Kearney would have played more over Reagans, so we didn't get a chance to really see. Carry-On has been spotty to play.
And I agree, Quentin. I think he's a guy that can stretch the field and get you some things, but he's not. I don't personally. I've said this, Jeremy. You can vouch for this. I said it before the season started. Brendan Thompson to me is not a every down guy. I just don't think he's an every down receiver. Come at me if you want. I know you did an offseason, but hey, Moses, thanks so much, bro. Appreciate it.
Moses. Appreciate it. 10:44 p.m. East Coast, and Texas sucks.
Wow.
Absolutely. 9:44 here, Texas sucks. 7:44 out west, Texas sucks.
Doesn't matter where you're at, Texas
12:44 out in wherever, Texas sucks.
That's right. Thanks, Moses. Appreciate it. Big time.
If OU wins this game, Benjamin Cody says, then how does that change our well,
can I answer it first? Can I answer it first?
You answer it first, Jay.
Here's what I'll say. It depends on how they win the game. If they win the game purely because their defense wins in the game and the offense looks pretty much similar, then I'm going to say it doesn't change my end of year expectations a whole lot, because I think they got a tough schedule. And I think the offense, now if the offense looks a lot better, then I could see the expectations being a little different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think if they win this game 9-3 for sure, is in the
Not if the
possibility.
offense doesn't look good tomorrow. It's not, Germ.
9-3 is in possibility if they win tomorrow.
Not if the offense doesn't look any better, in my opinion.
You're outside your mind.
You're outside your mind.
Okay, so you're telling me, Jay, they would be 5-1 and have beaten Texas with no offense, and you still don't think they can beat some of the others on the team?
They could, but you still have games at Missouri, at Ole Miss, at LSU, Alabama at home. You'd have to win 2 out of those 4.
Okay, half of them. You beat Auburn and Texas with no offense. It's in a possibility, Jay. Possibility, dude.
You can't keep doing it with defense. What I'm saying, the offense needs to step up. That's all I'm saying, dude.
No 100-yard rusher, no 100-yard receiver, no 200-yard passer. How can we win this game? Here's how you win the game. Turnovers, shorten the game, make it a 4-quarter game, and see what happens. That's the way you win it. And Michael Hawkins escaping rushers and making big plays. Hey, Peter the Great said that Colin Simmons is coming. Okay. John says Stutz needs to take off the weak neck protector and put a real one on, i.e. Boz. Hey, the Boz tribute today narrating was elite.
It was great.
I like the cowboy collar, but yeah, if you're going to wear one, let's go the real deal.
Cody M says he hates Texas.
44 as well. I mean,
there's a lot of things that could happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I know what I'm picking, and we'll see if it's going to end up that way. I don't know. There's just a lot with this game that could go either way. This game's kind of been one of those games just been weird lately. I mean, there's been a lot of weird stuff happening in this game.
Tatted Sailor, I agree.
I don't have faith until I see it.
They've had 3 full weeks. And I know what faith is. It's believing in something maybe you can't see. Well, we haven't seen any. Haven't seen any. But maybe something changes and they do a little better tomorrow. Chuck says Stutz is wearing what's better. Chuck, what are you talking about? No one's bashing him. I like the cowboy collar. John and I are just saying the one that Boz had was elite.
Mess says Hunter's about to partake in fried Twinkies. I bet he doesn't get a fried Twinkie. He'll get him a Fletcher corn dog, though.
Yeah, time of possession has to happen. Time of possession has to happen.
Hey, Andrew, thanks so much for the super. Andrew Meyer says Texas hasn't played anyone. Honestly, they struggle. I don't know why the thing changed. Geez, you get on to me all the time, dude.
I hit the wrong button, Jay.
Yeah, you want me to rip into you? I don't do that. Okay, here we go. Texas hasn't played anyone. Honestly, they struggle against a bad Mississippi State team. We have better athletes in Mississippi State for sure. We are a little more tested. I agree a little bit that they haven't played anyone, but here's the thing. You can't really say that, Andrew, when they've destroyed everybody. What can you do? That's what's on their schedule. They've beaten everybody like a drum. Hey, Andrew, thanks for the super. We really do appreciate it. I just think when a team has a schedule in front of them, and you didn't know what Michigan was going to be this year. They scheduled that game so far in advance. They've destroyed everyone they played. So what can you really do if you're Texas? They've beaten everybody by a good margin. I mean,
Selwyn says every OU fan I've talked to about this game is relying on Hooplam. Surely that's all we got. No, Quentin says, and thanks to the super, Quentin, Longhorn fan, they haven't played anyone as low-hanging fruit. Look, again, I guess it doesn't really matter who's played who. That's
it really does.
It doesn't really matter. Let's talk about the game. At halftime, it was almost 7-0. Yeah, who cares about the past? Not me. I'm not living off sunshine. I'm not talking about the past. So,
hey, I mean, there's been guys before the season. There was a lot of y'all on here right now that are bashing OU that was very high on certain spots of Oklahoma. So I'm not going to go down this road. As I've watched the season, I have also thought offensively they're not very good right now, and that's why I'm picking Texas. So
the past does not matter. It's history.
All you can do is play who's in front of you. You're right, Famone. Absolutely right.
Michigan has a new staff, new roster, looking disorganized, Mez says. Washington beat down Michigan. Yeah, and Vanderbilt beat Bama. So
Hey,
I think South Carolina could give Bama something, Jay.
no, I don't think so. Andrew says if our back's against the wall in close game, we are more tested than them. Is all. I understand you're saying that because the Tennessee game, and I guess you do have the Auburn road game. Texas hasn't really been on the road in the SEC yet. And I know Auburn's nothing great, but let me ask you this. Let me ask every Sooner fan in this chat something. You included, Jerm, because I know you're picking OU. If Kip Lewis doesn't get the pick six last week, and OU's sitting at 3-2 right now, how you feeling tonight?
Awful. Awful, but I would still say the same thing. It's a rivalry game. OU's got to win it. Jerry, you can't guarantee it won't be 49-0. And just like the people can't guarantee OU's going to get blown out or not get blown out or whatever. If I have to hear the all right actor at the game, I'm going to gag. Well, guess what?
Hey,
get ready to gag.
Eric, are you saying OU is going to be 5-7? Real quick, is that?
I think he's saying if they would have lost last week.
No, I'm asking Eric right now.
I've heard 5-7, 8-4, 7-6.
Eric,
I've heard a lot. So.
Eric, if you say 5-7 right now, talk to me. I'm major betting you right now. I'm dropping whatever. Let's go.
And hey,
okay. If they lost,
hey,
okay.
Hey, I'll Greg God right now. After this is over, hit me up in the Discord, Greg God, because OU is going to get to 7. They're winning more than 2 more games. And if again, hit me up in the Discord.
Benjamin, you're right on this. That's the thing about this game. Anything can happen. We'll see. It could also, at the same time, it could be a blowout the other way. You never know in this game. You never know.
No, you know. Yeah, Casey Thompson was your quarterback and almost beat OU. And actually, you can't blame Casey Thompson. You scored a lot of points. Your defense was pitiful.
OU defense going to remind Quinn who his daddy is, Stutzman. I hope so, Cody. Hope you're right.
Hey, Greg, I think Greg God's – it's interesting. Greg God says he'll be in the Discord all day tomorrow. Trust me. What you're implying is you're going to do I told you so's all day. Hey, I hope OU dominates it. And it's not because told you so's, but that's what you're implying. I get it. Trust me, I'll be there. I'll be there to let you know, Jeremy.
Chuck,
that's what you say.
Chuck.
I kind of want OU to win, Greg God. I don't know about you.
Chuck, what are you talking about? Jay, that's no different than you saying they are going to lose to Texas. I don't understand what you're talking about. Chuck, please expand on that. Texas fears Oklahoma. Oklahoma fears God. Dropping the.
How many sacks from Oklahoma? I think for OU to win, they got to get more than 3 sacks to win the game.
I would agree.
If OU wins the toss, you go deep. You always go defense first. I would never choose ball first. I want the ball at the end of the. I want the ball in the beginning of the second half every single time.
Hey, real quick, Chuck. If you're saying OU going 5-7 or 6-6 is the same as no different than me saying they're going to lose to Texas, are you kidding me? Texas is ranked number 1, Chuck. Like, how does that equal? If I pick Texas, I'm going to say I'm baffled. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm reading that wrong.
Yeah, OU is better if they're underdogs. Serge Hunter says 5 if they win. They got to have 5 to win. I said more than 3.
Once again, you know what? 6'4" Chevy says OU has won 7 out of the last 10. It doesn't matter in this game. I just don't think it does.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Jay. Yep, I'm still at 9-3, Greg God. Absolutely. I said I'm not changing until they're not that anymore. I'm just not a guy who changes picks. I'm not doing that. And I don't care who is. I know a lot of people do. Hunter's changed picks. I'm just not. I'm just not going to be that.
Hey, hook 'em. No chance, bro. There is 0 chance OU loses a close game and moves up in the rankings. Not happening. They haven't been. And I think the reason for it is their offense. I think that's why they're ranked 6th, wherever that right now is, because of their offense. That's it.
Yes.
If they had 1 loss and it was to Tennessee and their offense in the other games were putting up 50, 60 points, they'd be ranked a lot higher. That's why I'm telling everybody, throw all the who you played, where you played, Who you play the rest, throw it out the window. Eye test. Eye test, guys. That's what people look at. That's why they rank
Hey,
people. It's eye test.
Tyler says, do y'all think OU's schedule will be harder this year and next year? It's always going to be hard. It's the SEC, and some of those teams like A&M and Arkansas seem to be getting better.
Doesn't matter. People still have their reasons why they think OU will lose to other teams. Their prerogative. Yeah, you're right. It is.
Hey, Orc, is it Orc? Can you chill out?
I think there's a few people in there. Just chill out, guys. No big deal.
Orc Boomer.
Keep it with football. Keep it with football. Let's go.
Yeah.
Great God.
It is a strong word.
Hey, great God. The offensive line hasn't been good, but I will say before the year, you weren't concerned at all about the O-line or the transfers. You thought they were going to be really good. So they aren't. They messed out in the portal. But great God, before the year, you were hollering, this freshman class, these transfer portals, I'm not worried at all. So things can change, and they don't look good. Hey, we need to – there's no cuss words in here, guys. Hunter, no cuss words in here. Thank you.
He's already banned him.
We don't do cussing. Don't do cussing.
Bye. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I think Eric's referring to me how I want to be right. I don't want to get it right. Well, I mean, right now, until they're not 9-3, then I am right. So it doesn't matter. And if they win tomorrow, 9-3 is a very real possibility. If their offense plays well tomorrow and they lose, it's still a possibility.
That I think the thing I'm probably looking for the most tomorrow is how good does their offense do. I just
inverted wishbone, speed option.
Jeremy, I'm tired.
Field, that's happening.
Oh, that's happening, guaranteed, Jeremy.
My opinion.
Yeah, and your opinion's wrong a lot, so I could care less what you say. I really could care less. Why would they throw something out there in Game 6? Where's that been the first 5 games?
Go back to every year against Texas. They run stuff they haven't run all year, Jay.
You want to hear a fact? Hey, clean your ears. Listen.
Every year, Jason.
Hey, listen to me. Turn your head. Listen with your ear, right? Real quick. You ready for it? You ready? Seth Luttrell hasn't been there the last 10 years. This is his first year, bud.
Seth Luttrell was there last year.
He didn't call plays.
He was there. He knows what they do for the. He played there. I want you tonight, Jay, when you're not sleeping because you're so nervous. It's the game. It's game day eve. Go watch every Texas game the last 7-10 years. OU always brings new packages to this game. It's a fact.
Hey, and Greg, God, you may be right. You might not have said they were going to get. I think you said that you weren't worried about it at all. That's all. It's not a big deal. Let's move on.
Jay, it's a fact.
What is?
The last 10 years, every year they run new packages.
But what from this offense and these guys coaching it, what's any similarity from the last 10 years?
What do you mean similarity? Well, Joe John Finley, Seth Luttrell all played. They know what you do for the Texas game. They're not new to this game. Seth Luttrell coached with Kevin Wilson. Seth Luttrell was on the staff last year where OU came and ran a lot of new stuff.
I hate it when people say, this is Texas. They're going to pull out all the stops.
I didn't say pull out all the stops.
They're going to change their offense because it's Texas. How laughable is that? How silly does that sound to you?
It actually sounds really good since their offense sucks.
And OU's offense has sucked all year. Why they didn't try it earlier?
Jason, listen to me right now. Turn your ear and get it up on the screen. First off, Jay, if OU has changed their offense every year when their offense was elite, why would they not change it going to the Texas game when it sucks? I'll wait.
This is stupid. I'm not going down that road.
I'll wait.
Let's talk money. Says Longhorn alum. I've seen many games that Texas had no business in winning where OU loses. Thanks for checking off it, Jern. Jeez.
I didn't hit anything, but I tried to hit new comment to read on my end. I didn't try to hit yours. My phone's being a little wonky today. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, let me get back to my comment that I was reading in the middle of it. You turn it. Longhorn alum, I've seen many games that Texas had no business winning where OU loses, and vice versa. Can Jeremy say hook 'em horns if Texas wins?
Okay.
Can
More
you?
than hey, more than likely, yeah, more than likely. Quinn Ewers is more than likely getting 400 yards. More than likely. That's what Greg Gott says. I don't know how you know more than likely. Sooner Legend said he'll get
It's going to be fun
touchdown.
tomorrow night. It's going to be so fun tomorrow night either way. Either way, after the game, it's going to be fun.
Mez says Jay is not privy to the fact Mike Hawkins is a starting quarterback.
Okay, hold up real
Ted
quick.
can install offense to showcase Mike Hawkins' game. That's not against the rules.
Hold up though, Mass. That's fine. Say that all you want. Jeremy, say that all the want. Here's my response to that. You ready for it? Put the comment back up there. Put it back up there.
I didn't try to.
What are you doing, man? Put the comment up there. Jeez. Seth can install offense to showcase Mike Hawkins' game. That's not against the rules. And he did an offense with the guy he thought was a better quarterback, Jackson Arnold. How did that go? Maybe the problem is, why was Mike Hawkins not starting week 1? Whose fault was that? Oh, I think that was probably Seth Luttrell's fault. I'm not going to go down this road. They've had 6 weeks to figure this out. Maybe they do. Maybe tomorrow they do, guys. And I'm not saying it can't happen. But for you guys that are saying it's gonna happen, you're just so confident this offense is gonna look amazing tomorrow. I don't know where you're pulling that from. Like, where did that come in from? Did you have a dream telling you that? I mean, what the heck is that?
Who said they're gonna look awesome?
Well, they're pulling out a whole new offense here. Inverted wishbone, speed option. I mean, wow. Wow.
They're not bringing a whole new offense. I said there's going to be new packages.
But how many packages did you name? Speed option, wing T, inverted wishbone.
I never said wing
shotgun,
T. I said inverted wishbone for a player.
5 wide, 3 tight ends. This is going to be the most diverse offense. It's going to be the most diverse offense you've ever seen in your entire life. Hey. More than EA Sports College 25, more than Tecmo Bowl. It's going to be outrageous. They're going to be throwing 3 receivers, 5 receivers, 2 tight end, a lineman in the backfield. Yeah, get up and walk away. That's typical. Let's move on to some of these comments. I'm kind of getting over this. All right. Wills and Lever says, did Luttrell pick, golly, I clicked up. Did Luttrell pick Arnold or did Venables and the donors pick on? I have no clue, guys. To me, the OC picks him. That's what I'm going with. If I'm getting paid to be the offensive coordinator of Oklahoma and my job's on the line, I'm picking who I want to be quarterback. If anybody follows OU at all, who is the guy that always gets the blame for offensive performance? It's always the offensive coordinator. If I sign on that dotted line to be the offensive coordinator of Oklahoma, you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm picking who I want to be the quarterback. I'm the one that's on this hot seat. They're all looking at me as the coordinator. Jeez. You know what cracks me as Hunter, you know this too, bro. Hunter, I know you're in the chat here. Every time Jerm gets upset, he walks away. Where's he at? Every time, turn the camera off or walk away. I don't understand it. It's baffling to me. Actually, it doesn't surprise me. I grew up with him. You leave every time you get somebody comes at you. It's ridiculous.
I was dealing with something in the other room, but I did leave because one of that and Jay. Let me speak for a minute. I never mentioned 5 wide, 3 tight ends. All I said was, and by the way, you're going to be wrong tomorrow. And I'm going to go back after this live, and I'm going to watch the last 10 years and show you that every one of the OU Texas games, it's not just OU. Texas does it too. Texas fans, you're on here. I guarantee you Texas will throw new things at OU that they haven't done. Guess what? Teams do this on a weekly basis. OU is going to have things that Texas has not seen on film. If you think that's a bad take, you don't know football.
I agree with you. They will throw something.
Then stop.
But you act like you're throwing out like a whole new formation.
They've done the speed option this year, bud. You're going to see more of it. You were calling for it last week against Auburn. You wanted the speed option more.
I do want the speed option. I think that fits Michael Hawkins. I think the speed option would be great. Jeremy, listen to me. I'm not saying they're not running any new thing. I'm just saying You
Yeah,
act
you
like
did
it's.
say that. You said, why would they do that if they're off? Why would you do that with Hawkins?
You think
But
it's
you
going to
will.
be all the time though. Hunter, I can't get to that super from somebody. Two thing ism. Put a
Hey,
super out.
by
Thanks
the
for the
way,
super. Can we keep it clean, please? Don't. Oh, I see what he said. That's
yeah, so that
that.
you obviously that's funny, but that's definitely not what's being implied.
Yeah.
There'll be other schemes. Hey, someone asked if we are twins. Yes, we are. We are twins, identical. He's 6 minutes older than me. I saw a comment from James Allen earlier. Speaking of James Allen from Winniewood, running back at OU, that was a year everyone said OU had no chance. Again, when James Allen played for OU, John Blake. Guess what? They won.
Now I agree with this mess. Mess says Hawkins adds a freak element to the improvisation of the offense, which OU needs with receiver and the line. I agree with that. And listen, real quick before we move on. I'm getting hot. It's hot in here. By the way, it's going to be the hottest, maybe the hottest game in the Red River Rivalry history. But do not take like what you usually like to do is you like to change what I said. I have never said that they won't throw anything new out there, but to act like they're going to run a whole new offense, I think is kind of silly. Now you're going to see it. I mean, they ran a new play against Auburn with the tight end down the seam, a new play here and there, but I don't think it's going to be anything
Who
like
said a
Lincoln.
new offense?
I don't. Well, I took it as new offense. So
Yeah, you take things wrong all the time. Kevin, thanks for the super. Appreciate you very much.
thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, bud.
And by the way, I guarantee you Brent Venables is up tonight and Zach Alley thinking, man, we planned for this, but Sark's going to throw some new things at us.
Well, if you saw what Sark said that if you know 10 plays that you think Oklahoma's going to run on defense, they'll probably run one of them. We just got to adjust accordingly. So he knows that OU's going to run new stuff on defense.
Wait, if they're going to run new stuff on defense, why wouldn't they run new stuff on offense?
Because they do it on defense all the time. I have not seen
They
from
do
this
it on offense every year against Texas. Go back and watch it.
I'm not talking about every year. I'm talking about every game this year they've done it on defense. What have you seen differently in every game on offense? Go. I'm waiting.
I haven't seen everything differently on defense except for Auburn.
Tennessee, they ran a 3-2-6.
Okay.
That was new.
I've seen different things on offense.
Okay.
So
James Allen says Texas 35-14.
Less conservative. Less conservative.
Run up the middle.
I think there's going to be more outside.
And Eric, listen, I'm not doubting.
We finally thank you, Eric. Thank you,
Eric. I'm not doubting that they do new wrinkles every year. What I'm saying, listen to me closely, guys. And Jerm, for you to listen, you have to do what the words say. Listen also spells silent if you rejumble the words. So you have to be quiet. I am not saying that they've never done wrinkles. They always do. What I'm saying is you have never seen Seth Luttrell as the OC against Texas. You do not know that he's going to do anything different.
Yeah, I do.
You do not know that. Are you on fast line with him?
Jay, I know people are saying Seth Luttrell's not very smart, and maybe he's not, but he ain't that dumb. He ain't that dumb to throw it. And by the way, do you remember against Tennessee, Tatum out of the backfield for the screen touchdown, or against Tulane? That was different. They've done different things. The tight end screen to Blower Sharp was different last week.
Fair point, Jay. That's all I'm saying is nobody has seen Seth Luttrell in this coach this game before.
No, nope, they haven't.
Okay. Here's the real truth, and we can argue about this if you want. You're right about one thing. Seth Luttrell might throw a totally different offense out there tomorrow. They might look really good with Michael Hawkins at quarterback. What I'm saying is this. Hear me closely. I, as an OU fan, I cannot put my money, put my all my opinions in that because I just don't know if that's going to happen. What has shown me that that's going to happen through the first 5 games?
Kevin Hartshorn says,
I put my ball in that court.
And Kevin, thanks for the super. Appreciate it very much. Hawkins is a freak of nature. I didn't want to hear it, but everyone's been saying it since spring. They have been saying that. And by the way, Andrew, you're right. Gunner is, I think the biggest concern if I'm an OU defensive player tomorrow.
Gunner's the one that caught that little 4th and 1 pass last year down the middle of the field.
To me, he is the one you really got to watch.
He's a matchup nightmare. Steve says, been watching you a bit, just decided to subscribe. Good show. Appreciate it, Steve. Thanks so much.
And I don't know who covers him unless because Dolby's out. You probably in those situations you can't have a linebacker against him, Jay.
Hey,
even Kip Lewis. Lewis.
Well, even last week against Auburn 2 weeks ago, Bowman in the end zone, that tight end got him. He had pretty good coverage, just didn't make the play. Mysterious Oklahoma says this, and let's talk about this for a minute. He says Seth might surprise us all. I'm kind of torn on this, and here's why. And I want Seth to surprise us all. I want OU's offense to go out there and look unbelievably different, okay? But is it weird to say even if that happens, I'm going to be pretty ticked off about it? And the reason I say that is, like, this is game 6. They could have implemented stuff earlier on, and they haven't. That would now. I hope it does look way different, and we can say, "Wow, the real problem was Jackson Arnold." Maybe that's what we find out tomorrow. If Michael Hawkins plays a really good game and the offense looks different, then I think maybe we can actually say, "Well, the real problem was Jackson Arnold." But once again, who picked Jackson Arnold to be the starting quarterback? By the way, we got another super on here.
Hey, real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to show that, though, because it was inappropriate. But
thanks for the super, Goes. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the super, but I can't show that. Someone subscribed to be a new member, Jay. Jake S.
Yeah.
Thanks for subscribing to be a new member. Appreciate it. Hey, if you email us, Jake, email us, ousportsroundup@gmail.com. We'll send you a link for the Discord so you can be involved in the Discord and have fun.
Text mess 2325. I cannot hit the comment. Golly, these comments, I can't. Is Hawkins close to a Caleb Williams type talent? I've seen other Sooner fans. Here's what I'll say. I do not like what. Would you like to answer that one, Jerry?
No, Jay, go ahead.
Go for it. You got it.
Whatever, dude. I'm not doing this.
You got it, Jeremy. Go for it. Geez. Here's what I'll say is I don't like comparing quarterbacks, especially comparing him to a Heisman Trophy winner and the talent that Caleb Williams is. I think Hawkins is a guy that can scramble. He can use his legs. He can also throw the ball. I do think, Caleb was more talented out of high school. He was. Now, that type of talent, I don't think he's that as talented, but I think he's really good. I think Hawkins is a really good player. I don't like comparing them.
It's too early, in my opinion. I do like everything about Michael Hawkins. I like the look with the cowboy hat today. Like, he just seems – I like how he took the O-lineman out for dinner. He just seems to kind of have the it factor, and that can be a big deal in a game like this. Yeah, Jay's just off tonight. All I said was too early and he loses his mind. I just can't anymore.
What did I do?
Jeez.
What did I do?
You asked a question. I said too early, and you just lose your mind like I'm interrupting you. I thought the question was for me.
I'm just trying to do what I'm just trying to be. That's kind of what you do. So I'm doing the same thing.
John says Seth throws everything, including kitchen sink tomorrow. Could be as now. Here's the deal. Does BV have it in him? And to lose the loyalty card that he always plays, if it was to be very bad, tomorrow, if he would get rid of Seth Luttrell. Seth Luttrell's got to feel some pressure, knowing that this year is kind of all he's got if he continues to throw an offensive performance like this.
Hey, real quick. Seth Luttrell, guys, is not he's not going anywhere because of this. They have injured O-line most of the year. They're down to their 6th, 7th, and 8th receiver. They're not going to fire Luttrell. They're just not doing it in the middle of the season. So it's just not going to happen. Hey, Kevin, appreciate you so much, man. Big time. Thank you. Is Luttrell really our future? I'm not feeling it. First time viewer, loving this, and new subscriber. Thanks so much. Here's what I'll say. Luttrell is the OC for the rest of the year. I think you maybe have to see what happens throughout the year. If they don't improve at all, to me, you're in SEC, you're at the University of Oklahoma. I think Brent Venables at the end of the year will just like he does every year, will have to look at everything and see if that's if they need to make changes or not.
There was a guy who was fired immediately after the Texas game, and that was Mike Stoops let go.
Little
For the
different,
Colts.
little different.
Agreed. My point is, there were issues in the locker room. Okay, there were issues. Uh, I think a lot of Seth Luttrell's is, in my opinion, depends on his relationship with Hawkins, and it seems to be a good one. So,
Yeah, but you can't always base it on that. I mean, I think a lot of times some of these players, because they have relationship. I mean, look at Arnold. And
basing, I'm saying a mid-season change, if they have a really good relationship, really isn't going to happen.
hey, real quick, Famone says this tomorrow. Hopefully, Billy Napier's last day as UF head coach. Here's the thing: Florida's 3-2. If they beat Tennessee, they're 4-2. He wouldn't. I mean,
He
now,
turned it around. If they beat Tennessee, he turned it around.
but they
They
won't beat. They're going to get lit tomorrow by Tennessee.
Joe Cab says, "Quit firing coaches. Consistency is key, or consistently is key. Players
My
make plays. Quit. Yeah, but also 6-4 Chevy, 60-4 Chevy. Players got to be put in good positions by coaches. You got to set them up for success."
Hey, Green with Envy. I have Texas 27, Oklahoma 21. Here's what I think. I think this game, one possession game, I think it's 27-21. OU has a chance to go win it, and they can't do it. They just come up a little short. I think they play a good game. I really do. I think defensively plays a good game. I think you get some big plays offensively, and you lose 27-21. That's my final score.
By the way, you see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. A lot of people on here. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. It's the only place you can get an exclusive upside down Longhorn hat. Also, they have great shirt of the month club for your team. Get on there and check it out. OU fans, shirt of the month club. Use code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. New shirt sent to your house each and every month. Long sleeve one this last month, which is great.
Yeah.
As cool temps hopefully are getting here.
Great stuff. Hey, real quick, you do this, and then I want to get to something.
Hook'em Horn says, I moved to Austin about 23 years ago, so that was starting my obsession. I missed the glory days a bit. Was a fan, but I moved to Austin right after that.
Hey, Thomas, I can't take you seriously, man. I'm sorry. If an OU fan put that score up here, I'd be the same way. That's showing some homerism there. That big of a score.
That's not surprised. James Allen, if Brett Venables, Brent Venables goes 6-6 this year, and next year he'll be coaching Newton somewhere else, coaching for his job guaranteed. He'll be somewhere else. If he goes 5-7,
he's not going to be fired this year.
His seat's going to be burning, Jay.
He'll be burning. Hey, a lot of people, I saw the Film Guy Network. He calls him Brent or Brent.
Brett.
Yeah. Texas 75, OU 8.
Says, and Burks is playing according to Matt. So,
well, I mean, what if Levy was here? This is another super by Kevin. Thanks so much, Kevin. What if Levy was here? No.
Would not be.
I don't think so. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that, guys, a lot of the problem that OU's in right now is the fact that Jackson Arnold started the first 4 games.
And the O-line was abysmal.
I didn't cry about Levy, by the way.
And 5 of the receivers were out. There's a lot. I was high on Levy last year. You can go watch any of the lives.
I will say this. A lot of Texas fans are on here. I think a lot of Texas fans, after year 2 of Steve Sarkisian, were worried about the hire. It wasn't until year 3 that he tore it up and had to. Now look at it. I mean, they're on a trajectory to be a team to be reckoned with for the next decade. That they're in that position with their recruiting classes. OU needs to have a good year. They need to finish this year. Here's the thing: if they don't get better offensively, I think Brent Venables has to make a move.
Oh, you would have to.
If they don't get better offensively at the end of the year, they look about the same, and they're near the bottom of the NCAA football. You got to make a change if that's the case. I think.
Mez says OU's offensive analyst Jack Lowry said Seth has a photographic memory, can recall offensive plays from every staff he's been on over his career. Haven't seen it myself. Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Ghost 66 says Texas excuse at OU Super Bowl. The loss doesn't matter. Well, I don't think it's that at all with Oklahoma. It will be an excuse. There will be a, hey, I promise you tomorrow night when this game's over, and if you don't know, if you're on there and you don't know, we go live right after the game. When that clock hits 0, join us. We'll be on here to
And
talk
before the
about it.
game.
And it gets crazy on here after games. I'm just, especially this game, it'll get wild.
And
But
before
there's,
the game. Don't get mad. I said and before the game, Jay.
that's
Jeez,
right.
man, you are
Before the
a
game,
child tonight. I'm
before
done.
the game too. Before the game too.
You're a child, dude. Seriously. Hey, someone said 21-20 OU, 24-20. I was trying to say that for us, but Jay gets mad if I try to say something. Hey, I have 23-19 Sooners. Yeah, pregame live. We'll be on an hour and a half to 2 hours before. Just getting thoughts. Kevin says he'll be here.
Big bad Texas, baby. Hey,
What
give me
is
the
Chuck
top 2 keys of the game tomorrow.
I'll tell mine. I'm curious what Chuck's referring to, Jay. Maybe you know. Top 2 keys: win the time of possession, and outside of that, you got to win the rushing yards. That's my 2 biggest keys.
I think it's turnovers, number 1. For sure, it's going to be turnovers. And then the second one will probably be explosive plays, offense and defense. Jenna says field position turnovers. That's a good one. Jerem, what was your prediction?
There will be a post-game live, yes. My prediction is 23-19 Sooners. I think Zach Allen and BV are going to stymie Texas a little. I think Texas is going to get a safety on OU because OU's offense is bad. And I'm picking that. A lot of that is from my heart, okay? And the fact that it's a big rivalry game. I know Jay's got Texas.
I do. I have Texas 27-21. In fact, I've been that way for 2 weeks. You've got kind of changing my score around a little bit. I'm sticking with it. I feel pretty good about it. Sooner Josh, 24-20 Sooners. Hawkins and Tatum combined for 185 yards rushing. That would be nice.
Chuck says Bill Beatenbow on the offensive line on the coach's corner. If you had any hope after listening to that, it went out the window.
I didn't see it. What did he say? What did he say?
What did he say, Chuck?
Is he just saying they're not very good at the offensive line? Guys, do you think is there a chance he hangs it up after this year?
Very well, Jay. Hookham says, do y'all have the right coaches? Y'all are a great school. It might be too big for. Yeah, tomorrow's going to determine a lot for Seth Luttrell. It is a make or break for Seth Luttrell. Kevin, thanks for the super. OU 24-17. What's the headline? Tatum, Hester. I picked 3 freshmen as a headline on my Sooner standouts, which the video will be released here in a little while. I got Taylor Tatum on offense. I got Eli Bone on defense, and I got Peyton Bone in special teams. 2 Denton guys making a statement in Texas game.
Greg out says Bill Beatenbow and Fasusi gone. Now, Bill Beatenbow, we know he was at Babaloa's game the other night. They need to land Babaloa, man. Really do.
Yeah, be big. Venables has never held Sark under 28 points. How many times has he played Sark, Jay?
Hey, Brian, we don't have any problems with each other, bud. We actually.
Wait, what was that comment?
I don't know, but just move on. We're good with each other. We always are. Move on. Jay feels pretty good about picking against OU. Clearly didn't graduate. You're right. I did not graduate from OU. Sounds like me picking against any bandwagon NFL. Here's the thing. I've said this. I don't want to get on this tonight, but I'll say this. I did not go to Oklahoma University. I did not play football at Oklahoma. I'm a big-time OU fan. You probably won't find, Jeremy, you know this. You would agree with me on this. You won't find many bigger OU fans than me. Would you agree?
Yeah, you're a big OU fan, Jay.
Won't find many bigger than me. That doesn't mean I pick them to win every single game they play for the rest of my life. I just don't do that. You can come at me. That's fine. I don't do it that way. I don't always pick that OU's going to win every game, no matter who it is. That's just me. Okay. That's fine.
Jay.
And Mess, if you want to pick OU, that's totally fine. I don't care. That's fine. It's good.
Jay, do we see EPL tomorrow?
No.
You texted me earlier today acting like you're going to see him.
I texted you earlier getting some hope for it, but I just don't know. Robert says he feels the same way, and that's fine. And I have no disrespect to any OU fan that always picks OU. It doesn't it doesn't bother me. If you want to pick OU, pick OU.
Yeah. Maybe there's a new package. EPL is Eddie Pierre Luis, true freshman, great talent on the offensive line that hasn't played much. Actually, played one game early, looked really good, hasn't been in since. Not going to see Mitchell either. Ignorant.
OU graduates have vested OU fan says never pick against OU. No one requires any senior fan to pick a. There is no rule. I didn't say there was a rule. It's my opinion. I go off opinion and I go off eye test. You want to know how I pick games usually? There's three reasons. Opinion, heart, which by the way, because of my heart and me being an OU fan, I have picked OU way too much than I should have in past games. When I didn't think they were going to win, I pick them anyway. I've kind of grown out of that. I have.
Hey, and this is Chuck says Bill Beatenbow did say he had a good week. I think you could see him, Jay. If they struggle, I think he makes the change. John's got 16-10 OU. You guys said my 19 was bad. John's going to hold him to 10.
That's awesome. That would be great. Mess. Congratulations, man. Seriously, that's great. Being an OU graduate and I'm proud of you. I love it. And if you want to pick 12-0 and win every game, it doesn't hurt my feelings, bro. Go for it. Really doesn't. That's cool. I like OU fans that do that too. It is what it is.
Cade McIntyre's not playing. He's out.
Now,
Greg God. I got to do it, Jay, because I don't agree with Greg God much, but I love this. And I love this, except I don't bench Taylor. I probably bench Parkland, me personally.
Yeah, maybe. Taylor, we just haven't seen enough of this year, Jerm. Haven't seen enough of him. I think he's one of the more, if you want to talk about nasty guys on offensive line and you need a nasty guy, I think Jake Taylor's that guy that can be nasty.
I agree. And so's EPL, I think.
What's up, Joe? Thanks for the super, Joe. Appreciate it so much. OU was better when they had a great offense and no defense. At least their opponents could pad their stats. It's a weird deal. Like, what would you rather have? Great offense, great defense? That's just a weird deal. I'd rather have both. Here's the thing. It's rare that you find a team that has one of the best, like the best offense and then the best defense. It just usually doesn't happen.
Hey, if you remember this game, Tyler, I actually thought OU might win this game.
No, you didn't. Really?
And do you remember why? DG in warm-ups was fully suited up and going through one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So a lot of Sooner fans thought he was playing. And then he comes out of the tunnel and he's in street clothes. He has a jersey on, no pads. And you're like, what the crap? And then at that point, I knew it was over because Davis Bevel was atrocious. Bob says, what kind of packages for John? I think you would see Johnson maybe on some reverses and some deep threats. That's what I think.
Mess says he'd be playing if he was here in the spring. Hey, real quick, Switchfoot. I agree with you on this. Here's the thing. You cannot win a championship if you don't have just somewhat of an offense. You got to be able to move the ball and make plays in crunch time. You go even look at NFL. You go back to the teams that won Super Bowls like the Ravens. If you remember the Ravens with Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer wasn't great, but he made plays when they needed to. You can go look down and look at the Bears' great defense. Jim McMahon made plays when you needed to. You got to be able to make plays on offense.
Hey, and fair point. Fair point by Greg got about Taylor being injured, and they may go at him. And Greg got dropped a lot of lists of recruits in our Discord the other day. There's a lot of recruits that are going to be there. A lot of them.
It's an important game for Oklahoma and Texas, both. I mean, if Texas loses, they got Georgia next week. Yeah, that Raven D was unbelievable, Zai. Best D in my lifetime. That's the best D I've seen. Watched. They were unbelievable.
Jay, when teams get upset throughout the day and then you have a night game, does that ever bode better?
Contagious. It's contagious, I think.
No, but is it something where you say, man, all these teams getting upset, we can't be the one? And you actually take it more seriously? I've wanted that before.
I think you always know when there's a big underdog they could beat you. Like you know it, but you don't know it. Does this make sense? You
Yeah.
know it, but you're still in your mind. You're thinking we're going to cakewalk these people. I'm
OU
sure.
about to shock.
Like
OU about to shock the world. I wish it was an 11 o'clock game, Jay.
really?
It just feels like it should be.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm ready for the 2:30 kick. Uh, it is crazy how bad the offense is. How bad it's gotten in 1 year. I mean, go look at first 2 years under Brent Venables with Jeff Levy. They were putting up good numbers. So this is the first year. Um, it's just not been good.
Hey, I want everyone that's on here, and this is what I'm going to say. I think this is a great question. Maybe the last 10 minutes, Jay, 10, 15, he would go with this. Obviously, the quote from Danny: Texas fears Oklahoma. Oklahoma fears God, right? This quote that everyone knows. Even the safety from Texas was quoted as saying, I don't dwell on that, but I remember everything about that. They're going to remember it, okay? You're kidding yourself. You don't think they are. I'm just curious as Texas fans that are on here and OU fans that are on here. Who do you personally, as a fan, fear tomorrow going in this game? Who's going to hurt you? I said mine is the tight end from Texas. That's who I fear as a Sooner fan. Texas fans, who is it that you'd say, man, he could hurt us?
I think it's
Or
going to be.
OU fans, who is it on Texas? You think, man, this guy, and I kind of looking more for one player, but
Hey, we got a couple supers I'm going to try to get to here. Hang on, let me see if I can get it up.
Gray God
OU,
said Isaiah Bond. Sorry.
yeah. Joe, thanks for the super. OU doesn't need an offense. The Auburn game proved it. They do need an offense. I see what you're saying, but it's going to be. I think you can't keep it up all the time,
But
and
they
that's
did
the
have
thing.
an offense when they needed it that game.
That's true.
Timely offense. Anthony Hillzaya says. Colin Simmons, Jenna says.
Hey, thanks for the super, Kevin. Again, appreciate it. Tatum started the Tennessee game, and we had planned. The concussion changed the game plan. Tatum is the plan for tomorrow. I hope Tatum plays quite a bit. I really do. You've seen running backs make a name for themselves in this game?
You have. That safety, I don't know if you're talking about Billy Bowman or RSJ, but RSJ to me is a guy that can really hit. KB Longhorn says Stutzman, obviously, but they're going to take him out of the equation as much as possible. Let's get to some of these. Hawkins on quarterback run. I hope we can contain him. How many times will Blue fumble? That's a concern. I see someone said.
Turnovers are a concern. I think if you're Texas, I think Texas fans and
Jim says
I,
Sarge.
I think maybe if you talk to national media, I think a lot of people going in this game say the only way Texas loses this game is with turnovers.
Maybe. And Maz, I gotta get on you here. I've said people I fear. Look, there's Texas fans saying who they fear from Oklahoma. I know you're just dropping the quote from Danny, but seriously, who on Texas? I mean, someone said, maybe it was Mez that said it. OU's cornerbacks not being able to track play action. That's a concern because Quinn Ewers uses play action, uses zone read more than people think. He gets those linebackers to kind of get on their heels a little bit or not be aggressive. I mean, they can utilize it both ways.
Will Farouk be back next week? No clue.
No,
I don't know on injuries anymore. When they're back at this point. So it's going to be fun, man. This game every year. It's the night before. It's just being a fan of OU or Texas in this game is unbelievable. You can't beat it. You can't beat. It's the game every year that you can't beat, man.
Clement says Kylie Wingo. Greg God says Colin Simmons is also scary. Yeah, Farouk got out of his boot on Wednesday, but I still look for it to be a couple weeks. Wideout's going off in a few hours, according to the Texas fan there. None of Oklahoma's receivers are coming back, Robert says. The quarterback, if he gets hot, we could be in trouble. Yeah, you can't let him get hot. You got to put pressure.
Yeah, you got to put pressure. The thing with Quinn Ewers is he will pick you apart. He will absolutely pick you apart. And this is his third game in the Red River rivalry. experience a lot of time does matter in this game. Now, it doesn't always go look like you mentioned before, Caleb Williams and other guys, but a lot of times it does matter. He's got a lot of experience. Will he learn from what he did last year early on? He threw some balls he probably wish he would have had back. I think specifically the first one that was intercepted. And then the second one, if you remember right, on that pass to Sanders, and I think he had to do this because Stutzman was kind of in the gap, but I think he probably wishes he would have thrown that a little harder and got it in there before, so he wouldn't get laid out. But yeah, I understand, Tyler, where you're coming from on the route, but also he should have eaten it. It wasn't going to be open. Probably should have eaten it.
Yeah, I hope Petaway gets involved as well.
I agree, Greg God. I agree with that.
And I will agree, Salty. Quinn has progressed. He's made progressions each year.
Let me ask Texas fans.
Hit him. Test how well he is. Yeah, that you got to hit him. He's coming off an injury. You got to hit. You got to make him think. You know that oblique or rib injury, Jay? If it's hurting a little and you start kind of short arming some things.
Yeah. And Chuck says, what do you think about the SEC? Love it. It's cool. Like it a lot.
It's SEC
great.
Network, SEC Nation, all there. Paul
Barstool.
Today. Like, it's just more exposure. If this game didn't even need more exposure. Now it's got it. It's like on steroids now.
Yeah, Barstool Sports is there too. There was something I was going to get to. I don't know what Mike's saying here. So the OU defense doesn't have experience. I don't know if that's regarded something in the chat. What was I going to get to? Oh,
I don't know, Jay. I know we're twins.
This.
That psychic.
OU owns Quinn. We're in his head. Here's what I'll say, Kevin. And this is what I want to ask Texas fans on here. What will Texas fans be saying if they lose this game and Sark goes 1-3 versus Oklahoma in his first 4 years? What will the narrative be? I mean, because anything you read this game from Texas fans should be an absolute cakewalk. If they were to lose.
Yeah, like Ghost says, Jay, with all the injuries to starters OU has, if Texas to lose this game, yikes. Jay, before you do your loudest boomer, Greg God says, whether we win or not, these SEC games.
We'll do it at the end of the show.
And even if OU loses, you got Ole Miss, you got Mizzou, you got LSU. There's some fun games still around the corner.
Yeah, it depends on how it looks, Salty says. We'll do the boomer at the end of the show, Jern. I will hate it and pull my hair out, but if make the playoffs, it doesn't really matter in the long run. I think some Texas fans would agree with that, playoffs, but a lot of Texas fans want to beat Oklahoma. I would agree with you. I could care less. I mean, not care less, but I think playoffs are more important to most fans now than beating OU or Texas. I think making the playoffs is the main thing. You got to get there. You get there, anything can happen. I think Texas this Saturday, tomorrow, this will be the best team OU plays the rest of the year. Fact or fiction?
Fact, but it won't be the most environment. It won't be the most difficult environment.
No, because you got half the crowd. But it'll be the best team all around.
Not the best, most difficult environment.
Correct. I would agree. I think the difficult. I don't even know how to say it. What do you say? Difficult, most difficult, right?
Yeah.
Asking an English teacher here.
Thanks for asking.
LSU at LSU is the most difficult left,
especially if it's a night game.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So hey, Jay, listen up, everybody that's on here. Game time will be released in the morning, 7:30. After that, we'll have our pregame live. Jay, do we have a time for that yet? Are we thinking 12:30?
I think we're thinking 1 o'clock, hour and a half.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock for the pregame live. And then right after the game, we'll be on here. So this is your place, your one-stop shop, whatever you want to say, for OU Texas tomorrow. This is the only place you got to go. Actually, you can go to another place. It's called the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Order your exclusive Upside Down Longhorn app or sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Jay, before we stop here, can we get a boomer from you and I'll hit it with you soon?
Yeah, see you after the game. I hope everybody joins us tomorrow. Either way, win or lose, Texas, OU, we'll be on here to chat about it. We always are. And by the way, the people that think me and Jeremy are mad at each other all the time, it's not true. What's that? It's just like we're brothers. We love each other. It's what we do. Okay.
We've done it for
Don't worry about
47.
47 years old. Well, that's right. So it's been fun, Germ. Been a fun night. Hey,
Always is.
always is. Boomer,
Sooner!
Boomer,
Sooner!
Texas.
Suck!